Vikki Bauer with John L. Scott Real Estate, and I'm sponsoring this local community page. And I'm here today interviewing Max Buccowich, a Kootenai County firefighter who lives in North County. Hi, Max.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
So good. So, how long have you been in North Idaho?
I've lived here for about 8 years now.
Have you been in North Kootenai County the whole time?
I've moved up to the north end of the county about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in Coeur d'Alene prior to that.
Do you like it?
I love it up here.
Yeah. Is it a little more open than Coeur d'Alene was?
A little more open, a little less traffic, a lot more forest.
Yeah. So, what do you like to do around the area and the neighborhood up here?
Well, luckily where we live, we have a forest right in our backyard, so me and my wife and my son spend a lot of time out in the woods hunting and riding our bikes and going on hikes and walking the dog. And that's one of the main reasons we moved out here, so that we can do all that from our back door.
Wow. How much land do you live on?
We live on 5 acres.
Nice.
So we were fortunate enough to buy a house that backs up to paper company land right here. So we have a huge amount of acreage right behind our house, right out our back door, that we can go and ride our bikes and go hunting and ride motorcycles and take the dog for a walk.
What's that arch behind you over there?
Oh, that we built when we got married. We got married right here in the backyard and had all of our family over right after we bought our house.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many acres do you have?
We live on 5 acres, but we back up to a couple hundred acres of paper company land.
Do you get a lot of wildlife in here?
We do. We hunt back there for deer and elk and turkey. And then it's not uncommon for a moose to walk through our backyard occasionally.
Wow. Do your dogs love it?
He does, yeah. It's pretty common for us to let him out, and he's gone for a couple hours exploring the neighborhood and running around in the forest.
Nice. Nice. So, your duties as a firefighter, what's your primary responsibilities?
So part of our mission statement is that we protect lives, property, and our community, and that's kind of sums up our basic role, but we cover a lot of bases, and when people have a problem, they call 911, they expect us to have the answer, so it's a lot of problem solving and a lot of thinking on your toes, which I enjoy.
So do you have a lot of the same calls over and over, or is every call sort of different?
Every call's sort of different. We do have some that are very similar. We run a lot of medical calls. About a little over 80% of our calls are for medical emergencies.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Fire department, but all your calls are medical?
They are, and we also operate 2 ALS ambulances within the county as well.
And so what role do you play in the fire department?
I bounce back and forth. I'm a firefighter right now, and I bounce back and forth between the fire engine and the ambulance. Just depends on the day and staffing, and we're all cross-trained to do both jobs.
And what role do you play in the ambulance?
I'm a paramedic on the ambulance.
Oh, so you're a fully trained paramedic as well.
Yeah.
Do you play that role when you're on the fire engine as well as the ambulance?
Yeah, we have enough paramedics that most of the time our fire engines are ALS equipped as well, and there's usually paramedics on those. So if they're there before the ambulance, they can start patient care before the ambulance gets there and provide treatment.
So the fire engines have medical supplies on it as well as the ambulance? They
do, yeah. We bring a fire engine and an ambulance to every EMS call just because we like to have lots of extra hands depending on what the emergency is. Sometimes we bring more, just depending on what it is.
So some of your territory is rural as well?
Yeah, our primary area is Post Falls, but we also cover a lot of the outlying areas that the city agencies don't cover, as well as the fact that we're on an ambulance that's part of the county system, so we can end up going all the way up to Spirit Lake and Rathdrum, and we go all over the place depending on what ambulances are busy on other calls.
So that's kind of a long haul for you guys sometimes, huh?
It is, yeah. Most of our transports are pretty quick, but I would say maybe 10% of them are from these rural areas that take quite a while to get to the hospital. And
so do the local departments, do you work with them and they go first and you back them up, or how does that work? Yeah, so what'll happen is if there's a call outside of our primary response area, usually a fire engine from that department will respond, and an ambulance from our department will come up and meet them on scene. So they've already initiated patient care, and we arrive to
continue care and bring them into the hospital.
So they have some medical training on there?
They are, yeah, they're very similar to us.
Nice, nice. So let's see what else we got here. So, why did you decide to become a firefighter?
Well, it's something I've known my whole life that I want to do. I started pursuing it very early in my life. I started volunteering. All of my family was in the fire service in some fashion, so I started volunteering early, and that's when I decided that I wanted to do it full-time as a career. So I went to college and got my degree in fire science and started testing at a bunch of different agencies, and I came up here to visit, and I just fell in love with the area, so I moved up here and started volunteering up here and testing primarily in this area until I got a job.
And what do you like to do in the area in the summertime, up in this area?
We ride a lot of bikes. We just, around here there's lots of trails that we can ride on, as well as over Silver Mountain is less than an hour away, and we'll ride bikes up there quite often, as well as water sports out on the lake, and lots of hiking, walking the dog, hunting.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you plan on staying in Northern County for a while?
I do. Our plan is to live in this house for the rest of our lives. We really enjoy it here, and we don't see any reason to leave this area or leave this house. And
so your wife works up here?
She does. She works about 10 minutes north of here. She's a teacher up in Spirit Lake.
Nice. Well, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for the interview, and we look forward to seeing you around.
Thanks.
Thanks.